What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. I had a random thought and decided to make a video. I want to go through my entire collection and tell you guys my favorite piece from each basically wall. Like this entire back wall ending at Lycan bust, and then this wall and so forth through each statue room, so we can see what's the best on each wall. Now, this wall is super difficult because I have so many amazing pieces, but I would have to say Prime 1 Sauron is the single best piece on this entire wall. And I have a lot of good pieces, as you can see. Now we go to my main horror wall, which has so many grails, in my opinion, ending at Lord of Darkness. But among this, I would say my favorite is Pennywise Bust by Blue Box Hyper. That bust is one of my top 3 favorite busts in my entire collection. And in my opinion, it just barely inches out the 2 ECC and Ash. Then you come to my Predator and Alien wall. And the favorite is Cinemaquette, for sure. That is the best piece on this wall. And now my TV wall, starting there, ending really at Red Sonja. I would say probably Arnold bust. Arnold itches out Alita bust just barely. Purely because of the battle damage. I think that just brings him to another level. If he did not have battle damage, I'd 100% choose Alita, but his battle damage really just itches him to the #1 spot on this collection wall. Now let's go to the Marvel and DC room. So here, from Superman to Batman, best piece is Wonder Woman on horse, no doubt. On this wall, best piece would be Batman 1/3. Here, Harley Quinn 1/3, except, we're still missing a lot of pieces. On the Dark Knight Rises setup, Joker 1/3 is the best. Obviously, here there's not much, but obviously Aquaman. Then you come to the main Marvel wall, which has a lot of good pieces, a lot of silicones and whatnot, but it's an easy choice for me. Queen Thanos bust is the best. It edges out Hulk bust and Loki bust and all the other pieces. So Thanos is my #1 favorite Marvel collectible. And I don't foresee that changing. Potentially the new future Loki bust. Now, hallway statues, it's a very, very simple one. Rotunda T-Rex, easily my favorite among all hallway statues. Now, in this room, I have a lot of these on high right now because I just barely dusted. Best piece would be Scorpion 1/3, Shockwave. Now, this wall is a little bit more difficult because I have 3 major contenders. You got Grimlock, Optimus, and Sentinel Prime. All of which are absolutely phenomenal. They're so incredible. So this one is really hard. But looking at them, I mean, God, it's like they're all tied, goodness. I mean, Sentinel's newer, so I'm kind of leaning towards him. I absolutely love that Grimlock. It's definitely a very special piece, and this Optimus is just so iconic, the pose, and I love how you see these version of the statues of him in the movie. But I'd probably say Sentinel Prime is the best. Maybe because he's newer, but he is the best on this wall. Then we come to the DBZ video game statue room, which kind of has a lot of different walls. If we're going to put this wall, I'd still put Gul'dan as my favorite among all the Warcraft, although Blackhand is a very close second. Among this wall, I mean, it's kind of hard because of the way I have this set up, but if we're just going to say favorite Zelda piece, Link 1/4. Easily my favorite. Obviously, Broly favorite on this little setup. Easily done. On my entire video game wall, Kratos 1/4. Very easy decision. On this wall, Goro 1/3. He edges out Khaleesi. That Khaleesi is so incredible though, my gosh, but Goro is the best. Now, this wall, basically all DBZ 1/6. I have a lot of amazing DBZ 1/6, but my favorite is PBR Goku vs. Vegeta. I think that is the best 1/6 scale statue that I own. You know, that one, just conceptually, the detail, the paint app, the sculpt, they really killed it. Now, among this wall, Tsume Vegeta. That one is the best. Second would definitely be Goku vs. Vegeta. Now, if Goku vs. Vegeta had Tsume quality, then I'd put that. But the quality is just not quite there in terms of sculpt and paint. I mean, it's very good, but it's not like Grail good like Tsume is, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that is pretty much it. All the best statues on each wall of the collection. Now, my mind has been racing, trying to think of best ways to do my setup. There are so many ideas going through my mind, and I find that when you aren't getting pieces, you get impatient, and you end up, you know, considering canceling pieces, getting different pieces, changing displays. I find myself in that mode where I'm thinking up different ideas, you know, like I've been itching to move Fawn Bust in 1/3 up high. I've been thinking, do I really want a mid-room shelf? But then when I see the back of the bust, I'm like, yes. But then when I'm sitting down and it blocks my view of Lord of the Rings and Reaper, I'm like, oh, I hate how it's blocking that. You know, so it's like pros, cons, everything. You know, when I walk behind and I see that, I'm like, holy shiz, that's so freaking cool. And I know that the diorama itself is going to be the best piece of my entire collection, no doubt. So, of course, I want to be viewing that at all times, having best possible angles, best lighting. And I have 4 candle lights directly above this, so there's basically like no shadows and it's perfect lighting. But yeah, that is basically my favorite pieces on each wall. So some were easier than others, as you saw. I was able to immediately notify you which one I liked the best. Of course, you know my favorite statue is currently Wonder Woman on horse. Although I do believe, I'm very, very confident, that Godzilla vs. Kong diorama will defeat that and become the #1 best piece. I think it will be the best statue ever created. I don't think it will be topped. I don't think any amount of additional detail like silicone glass eyes, you know, I know the diorama is not going to have that, but in terms of just how cool it looks, I don't think anything could top that. I mean, the only thing that could potentially even close to top that would be like a giant 1/3 scale Mortal Kombat diorama with like 8 characters doing fatalities against each other. Maybe something like that. But, you know, that's never going to happen. Although, if Prime One's listening to this video, you just heard the idea. But Godzilla vs. Kong, as of current statues in pre-order, released today, will be the best statue ever created. Mark my words, it will be the best statue ever made. This Godzilla bust is really growing on me. I really do like this bust. I think it is phenomenal. A lot of people saying it's too small. Look at it next to Kong vs. Skullcrawler. It is a big bust. It has a lot of presence. And if you actually watch the movie, because I did watch Kong, you know, King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong the last 2 days, Godzilla does have a smaller head. You know, like his head is half the size of Kong. It really is. It's a much smaller head. So his head is not supposed to be the same size as like a human head. It is definitely smaller, but he has a massive body, especially with his dorsal fins. You know, it really adds a lot of presence. So some people are commenting saying it's too small, this and that. No, this piece is definitely done extremely well. Prime One did the scaling right for a human size. I think they did it right because he actually does have a small head. You know, my only complaint is the eyes, and that's about it. You know, just because I believe in all busts should have glass eyes. I think the decals are decent enough, but that's my only complaint. Also, I did notice that my lava does not light up. That weird light we saw in the random base, I think the light got moved in transit or bad QC, so my lava does not light up. In addition, my dorsal fin was bent. I think due to transit, being in a warm boat, probably angled, so it just moved. So I did heat it up and move it back. It's not 100% perfect, but it's good enough. But the lava definitely light up is an issue, so I have contacted Prime One. So that is one thing I did notice. Granted, like I said, I'm never going to use light up again, but still it does devalue it. So I would, you know, rather have a replacement or some sort of partial refund to compensate for the fact that it is not working. Anyways, folks, that is it for today's video. I have another video for you guys tomorrow that'll be interesting. Let me know your thoughts and opinions below. Which of yours is my favorite in each wall, if you can remember. And if you're looking to buy statues, please use the links below, as it does help the channel. See you in the next one. Later.